Good morning, friends. Today I am going to take the session on the topic fundamental rights. Guys, we are done with the historical background of the constitution, guys. So and after that we have entered into the constitution of India, guys. That is in the constitution of India we have seen what is preamble, and after that we have seen the schedules. So now we are proceeding with the articles of the constitution, guys. Okay, so and along with the articles we are going to deal with the amendments such that we can complete our entire constitution parts. Okay, so in the article session we have done with article number 1 to 4, that is union and territory. Okay, second part, that is the citizenship, 5 to 11. Now I am going to take my session on the fundamental rights, guys. Fundamental rights, that is part 3 of our constitution, guys. Okay, so part 3 of our constitution deals with, guys, fundamental rights. Fundamental rights. Okay, so fundamental rights is the topic that we are going to deal with in the part 3 of our discussion, guys. That is, we have articles from 12 to 35. From 12 to 35 we are articles regarding the fundamental rights, guys. So before I start my discussion, so what do you mean by fundamental rights, guys? As the name itself mentions, it is the fundamental in nature, guys. Fundamental, basic. Fundamental, guys, that is basic, guys. Guys, if you see this part we have taken from the Constitution of the United States of America, guys. Sorry, we have taken this from the United States of America, guys. So United States of America contains this part as a Bill of Rights. Bill of Rights. Okay, guys. So what does this Bill of Rights consist of? These are the 10 amendments, guys. These are the 10 amendments of the Constitution of the USA. So those 10 Bill of Rights we have taken and we have included those part in the part 3 of our constitution. Okay, guys, that is fundamental rights. Actually in the USA it is called as the Bill of Rights. Okay, this is the historical background of the constitution, guys. This we have taken from the United States of America. Okay, guys, so its beginning is from the King John, guys. So King John have given it as the Magna Carta. Okay, guys, Magna Carta means it is the one, means these are the simple basic rights should be given to the citizens. Okay, so he got an idea that some basic rights should be given to the citizens. It is required for them for their purposes to live, guys. Okay, so he has signed in the year 1215, guys. So in the year 1215 he has signed it as a Magna Carta, guys. Okay, that is its historical background words. Now I will discuss what fundamental means, guys. So guys, I start with these are the rights which are the justiciable, guys. These are the rights which are justiciable and guaranteed by the Constitution of India, guys. Okay, guys, these are the rights which are justiciable. Justiciable, okay, and guaranteed by the guaranteed rights. Okay, guys, so these are the justiciable and the guaranteed rights. So what does it mean justiciable, guys? What does it mean guaranteed rights? So before this we will see what exactly the fundamental rights, guys. So fundamental rights are the rights given to the citizen against the state and enforced by the courts, guys. This is the exact definition of the fundamental rights. Fundamental rights are the rights given to the individuals. Rights given to the individuals. Okay, guys, rights given to the individuals against state and enforced by the courts. Enforced by the courts is fundamental rights. Rights which are given to these individuals against states and enforced by the courts is called as the fundamental rights. Okay, guys, I said guarantee rights. So who are the one going to protect them? That is, as I said, it is guarantee. So who are the one it is going to protect? Guys, guarantee rights, these are enshrined in the Constitution of India, guys. In the Constitution of India. As guys, these are the guaranteed rights because these are exist in the Constitution of Constitution land. That is the Constitution of the India. Those clearly explain these are the guaranteed rights. Okay, but those rights are present over there. Then who are the one going to protect those rights? Means, as I said, individuals against state. So if the state is making the individuals any effort, then where this individual go to protect their rights? Then we have courts. Then we have courts, guys. Okay, so courts are the there to protect the guaranteed rights. Okay, that's why it is called as guaranteed rights. Okay, guys, that is we have this in the Constitution of India, and this will be protected by the courts, guys. Okay, this is about the guaranteed rights. Now I will take my discussion to the justiciable. What does it mean, justiciable, guys? Justiciable means, guys, if any article regarding the 12 to 35, guys, in this 12 to 35, these are not the one which are going to deal with the fundamental rights. So we have the articles from 14 to 32, guys. So 14 to 32 only describes that is 14 to 31 only rights which are fundamental in nature. And we have the article number 12 and 13 that we are going to deal with separately, guys. And the remaining articles, that is 33, 34 and 35, we are going to discuss these things. So we have the articles regarding the fundamental rights only in 14 to 32. Okay, so guys, it is justiciable, I said. Okay, what justice means justiciable? So if any fundamental rights that is from 14 to 32 are have been violated by the state, then you have the right to go to the courts. Then you have the right to go to the courts and fight for your fundamental right. Okay, that is, it is justiciable, guys. So if any of these articles have been violating, then you can directly move to the High Court through the article number 226, or you can directly move to the Supreme Court through article number 32 that we are going to discuss in this. Okay, guys, so directly you can move to Supreme Court through article number 32. That is the importance of this right, that is justiciable. Okay, so does it mean that justiciable should be many types, guys? Does it mean that for any situation shall we go to the courts? No, guys, no. So for few situations, means like if we have any emergency, guys, if we have any emergency, then few articles in the fundamental rights also will suspend. On those situations, you directly can't go to the Supreme Court for your rights. Okay, so it means that these justiciable are not as these are the qualified rights. These are the qualified rights. Okay, guys, these are the qualified rights and not absolute. Okay, these are not absolute. Okay, these are not absolute. Absolute means 24/7, guys. Anytime, means for lifelong we are having the rights. Absolute right, it is my right. Okay, for any instance, for any situation, then it can say that it is absolute. But the fundamental rights are not absolute, it is qualified rights. It is qualified, guys. So depending upon situations, we are going to make a few articles suspend. Then you can't move to the Supreme Court for your rights. Guys, clear? This is about the background of the fundamental rights, guys. Okay, so now we will see how the fundamental rights have been classified. Okay, guys, I said we have the article number from 12 to 35. Okay, so 12 to 35 they have been classified, guys. That is, they have made those articles into few domains. Okay, like we have the right to equality. Okay, the first one is right to equality. Right to equality. Okay, so right to equality, the article is 14 to 18. Okay, and second one, right to freedom, right to freedom, 19 to 22. Okay guys, and after that right against exploitation, right against exploitation, 23, 24. Okay guys, and fifth one, right to religion, right to religion, okay, 25 to 28. Okay guys, and we have a cultural and education rights, cultural and educational rights, 29 to 30. Okay, and we have right to property, right to property, 31. Okay, and we have last one, constitutional right to constitutional remedies, constitutional remedies, okay, 32. Guys, these are the fundamental rights they have been classified guys. That is, the first one is the right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to religious freedom, the cultural and educational rights, right to property, constitutional remedies, article 32 guys. Okay, but whereas the article numbers, that is 12 and 13, are not the fundamental rights guys. So these will define to what extent the fundamental rights are applicable. Okay, so in 12 we have the definition of the state. So state implies, so the place where this fundamental is applicable, that is what this jurisdiction, those defines article number 12. So whereas article number 13 is judicial review guys. Okay, judicial review, and the remaining, that is 33, 34, 35, that we are going to deal with separate guys. Okay, so today I am going to take my discussion on the right to equality guys. Okay, right to equality, everyone is equal before law. The second one is right to freedom, that is 19 to 22 guys. Okay, freedom of speech, expression, belief, faith, all those things. Right against exploitation guys, exploitation, right to religion, cultural and education rights, right to property guys. So right to property, we have history for this guys. These fundamental rights have been abolished, repealed. Okay, this is not at all fundamental right from now onwards guys. Okay, we have only this guys, 3 guys, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, okay, so previous we used to have 7 fundamental rights. Now this 6th one have been repealed. Now we have only 6 guys. Okay, so right to property is not a fundamental rights. So through the 44th Constitutional Amendment Act, that is in the year 1978, this have been repealed. Okay, so now I am going to take the discussion till the article numbers 18 guys. Okay, so let us see our discussion guys. Okay guys, so the first one is the article number 12. Okay guys, what does article number 12 defines? Article number 12 defines the definition of the state. Okay, it defines the definition of the state. What does the state include? What are the state include? State includes the government of India, and parliament. Government of India and parliament guys. After that, the government of state and legislature. Okay, after that, local authorities. Okay, so all these things within India or outside India guys. All this, that is the government of India, parliament, the government of state, the legislature, the local authorities, within India or outside India. Within India or outside India. outside India, but under the control of India. Okay, guys. This is the definition of the state, guys. Guys, I repeat. So, what exactly the state is? State includes the government of India, guys. What does government of India mean? So, guys, we have the legislative, executive, judiciary. So, this is speaking about the legislative part, guys. Okay. So, the legislative part can make the, as the parliaments, they will make the law. And along with that, the government of India also do the work of the law, guys. Okay. So, in the form of policies, in the form of any notifications, order. Okay, in that manner also they are going to do those things. That is government of India, parliament. Same with respect to state, that is government of state and the legislature and the local authorities also, guys. Local authorities. So we have few provisions with respect to the local authorities. So they are also going to discuss. So this part within India or outside India. If it is outside India and in the control of the India, those are also comes under the state. This is the definition of the state, guys. This state speaks about the not the geographical state, guys. This is the political state. This is the political. This is the political state, not the geographical state, guys. Okay. Now we have few judgments regarding the state, guys. Does the private entity comes under the part of the state or under the Article 12? Yes. Yes, if any private entity doing the work or the duty of the public, then it comes under the state, guys. Okay, if any private entity doing the work or the duty of the state, then it comes under the article number 12. Like example, any universities. Okay, guys, or any companies, guys, any private companies or like any the oil companies. Those all things will comes under the jurisdiction of the state, guys. Okay, now we need to discuss whether the judiciary comes under the state. Okay, guys, strictly speaking, judiciary is out of the state. But when the admission, so for the admission purposes, they will be under the state. But during the delivery of the justice, during the judgment delivery, they are not under the state control, guys. They are not under the, comes under the state. It is strictly out of the state. That is strictly out of the definition of the state or out of the article number 12. That is state, guys. Okay. This includes government of India, parliament, government of state, legislature, local authorities. Okay. This is about the article number 12 of the constitution, guys. Okay. Now I will move to the article number 13, guys. Guys, article number 13 is very important, guys. Article number 13 defines what exactly the state is. Okay. So article 13 will discuss, will give definition of the law. Article 13 will give the definition of the law. So instead of the giving the definition of the law, it gives the definition of the which is not a law. Okay, guys. So if you define the law, it is very large, guys. So then defining the law, it is gives the information of which is not a law. Okay. Which is not a law, guys. So any order, okay, guys, any order or the action or the state, guys, any order or any action or any policy or any policy of the state, that is, if it is inconsistent or the derogation of the constitution. Okay, guys, any order, action, or we can say any law, you can say. Okay, any law. Okay, any law of the state which is inconsistent or in the derogation of the constitution of India, that is, it is violation or if it is violating the constitution of India. Okay, that is offending of the Constitution of India, then we have the High Court and Supreme Court to say that this is null and void, guys. Okay, I repeat my statement, guys. Any order, action or law of the any state. What does the state mean? That I explained in the article number 12 of the state which is inconsistent or in derogation of the constitution. That is, it is violation. Okay guys, it is violation or it is in a consistence. Okay, so anything it is violating the constitution of the India. Okay guys, then we have the Supreme Court and a High Court to say this is null and void. Null and void means if it is affecting the people, they can say that it is not correct, it is against the constitution guys. Okay, we have Supreme Court and a High Court to say null and void. Okay, but the Supreme Court have the greater power than the High Court in this regard. This provision is called as judicial review. Judicial review. Okay guys, actually judicial review has not clearly mentioned in the constitution guys, has clearly not mentioned in joint constitution. So in this format they have mentioned this process is called as judicial review guys. Means any order given by the state, action or law, there is a court to see whether the action taken by the state is right or wrong. If it is wrong or if it is affecting the people, then the judiciary will intervene and it will say null and void. Null and void means zero. It is not correct. I am striking it down. Okay, that is the power of the judicial review. That is means Article 13 describes the judicial review. This part we have taken from the USA. Judicial review. Okay guys, this is the importance of the judicial review. This is the importance of the Article 12. Guys, with this I am closing the session. We have done with introduction of the fundamental rights and Article 12 and Article 13. In the next class I am going to take the fundamental rights, that is 14 to 18. That is the first part of the fundamental rights, that is right to equality, article numbers 14 to 18. Thank you one and all.